Hey friends, this is Cherie with StampinOnTheFarm.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Kentucky. Thanks so much for joining me, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and comment, and I would sure love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so you can get notifications when I upload my next videos. I love to make cards. I love to share them with you all, and I sell the products that I use in my videos. So if you're looking for a demonstrator and you'd like to get your hands on some of these goodies, I would love to be your gal and earn your business. Before we get started, I'd like to go over just a few housekeeping things. I wanted to show you the catalogs that Stampin' Up! Has available. As of September 4th, our 2019 holiday catalog went live. All kinds of beautiful Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving products in this beautiful catalog. This catalog is geared toward beginners, new stampers, with some kits. You can order individually the items, or you can order a whole kit that includes the stamp set, some note cards, blocks, inks, or you can just order just the stamp set. Then this is our annual catalog. Now, backing up just a second, this is, you can order from this holiday catalog till January 2nd, 2020. This catalog you can order from till June the 2nd, 2020, as well as our annual catalog. Now, if you need any of these catalogs, just let me know down below in the description of this YouTube video. I'll have a link that says to request a catalog, or on my website, or just send me an email at stampinonthefarm@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to get you some in the mail. This, if I get it all uploaded and edited, hopefully will be up on September 10th. And this will be the last day to be able to order the Paper Pumpkin September monthly kit, the kit. And it's geared toward Halloween. As you can see, there will be 20 treat boxes that you can make with this. But each month, as long as you subscribe by the 10th of that month, you'll get that month's kit. And you'll keep getting them every month. It's a craft box. Most of the time you're making cards, and you can cancel anytime. Right now, Stampin' Up! Is running a special, the Designer Series paper sale. Buy 3, get 1 free on just these select papers. Not all the Designer Series paper is in this sale, but this list shows which ones are available. And I also have that on my website, and that lists the ones. These are all in the annual catalog as well. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, let's get started. Let me set this aside. Okay, today we're going to be making this card. It's all geared to fall colors, which I love all these colors, and I love fall. It's one of my favorite times of the year. And after this hot summer we've been having in Kentucky, I'm ready for a little bit of coolness and the leaves changing colors. So let me go over the parts and pieces that we'll be using to make this card. All right. First, this is the inks, the different inks that we'll be using. We have Crumb Cake, Cajun Craze, Pretty Peacock, Mint Macaron, Early Espresso. Set this over here. And then I'm going to be using several different stamp sets, because in order to get the different leaves, I had to pull from my stash. So this crumb cake piece here will be embossing in the Pinewood Planks Dynamic Texture folder, embossing folder. Gathered Together. This is a new stamp that's in the holiday catalog. We'll be using this leaf. Pull this here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. This leaf, we stamp it on here and then we'll cut it out. we're going to be using this sentiment, and on the inside we'll be using the sentiment, "May this season bring you smiles and love that will last all year." Then from the Rooted in Nature that's in our annual catalog, this is a 2-set stamp, and I just put it together in one thing. Here we'll be using, stamping these two right here, these 2 stamps, cutting them out with the dies here. There is the dies that cuts it out. Then these pretty peacock ones here, these 2 stamps right here, emboss them, and then you use that same die cut to cut those out. Right here and here. That's all we're going to be using, with this. And then from the seasonal layers thinlet dies, we'll be cutting out a pretty peacock, this die right here, which makes this, I'm assuming, it looks like the maple leaf as well. And so does that. I believe those are maple leaves. And and I didn't point out the dies on the gather together where we're going to be cutting that out. There's the die cut that cuts this out, but also these 3 right here, they emboss and cut out at the same time, and that's what we'll be doing in the Cajun Craze. All right, let me put this aside. Now we'll check out our paper. We got a piece of pretty peacock here that is 8.5 by 5.5, and we just fold it in half, and that makes it our standard A2 card. Use my bone folder here to give it a little burnish, make the crease all crisp. Then we have a piece of the Come Together Designer Series paper, and this is cut at 5.25 by 4 inches, and that's going to lay here. Now this piece of crumb cake, I cut it a little bit littler than what I normally use for a layer. This is 4 3/4 by 3.5 because I wanted more of that beautiful DSP showing through there. Then we have a piece of Very Vanilla for our inside piece, and this is the 5.25 by 4 inches. That goes on the inside of our card here. And then we've got some scrap Pretty Peacock, Cajun Craze, Mint Macaron, and Very Vanilla. These are for our leaves, and this is for our sentiment. All right. All right, first thing, I'm going to adhere my DSP. Now I like to use the glue. It gives me a little bit, get started here, wiggle room to adhere with. I'll adhere this to the front of our card base. All right, we'll set that aside. Now, this piece of crumb cake, I'm going to run it through the Pinewood Planks embossing folder, but first I want to lightly stamp some of this leaf from the Gather Together set. I'm going to lightly do second generation, or just stamp off once and stamp it on there before I run it through the embossing folder. And we're going to use crumb cake ink for that. Okay, stamp off once, stamp on. Just kind of randomly stamp on your piece to give it a little bit more texture and layers there. Very good. Okay. Now I got off to my side here. My Simply Chamois. It's all wet and ready to go, so I can clean off my stamps. All right, let's put this up. Now I'm going to go over to my embossing machine and run this through, and I'll be right back. Okay, there it is. Isn't that pretty? You can see the planks through there. Gives it a little bit more texture there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down on top of the DSP. Center it up best you can. Now it's good sometimes to take your, I got one of my little spritzers filled with water, to spray this before you run it through those deep impression, you know, the embossing folders there. But I wasn't for sure if it would make my ink run. It'd probably been okay, but it's always good to use the water. Makes a better impression. Alright, now what I did with this Cajun Craze piece of cardstock, I stamped this same leaf on here. Alright, and then I took the die cut from Gather Together. And these are called Gathered Leaves dies. And I put that there. And then I took these other 3 leaves and I ran that through my die cutting machine. And to save time, I've already done that. So here's that. And there's those 3 leaves. So there's that. I'll set that off to the side. Alright. Next, for on our pretty peacock, right here, I took from the seasonal layer dies, I took this die. Still got some pieces in there. Make sure when you run it through you get all your bits out. Oh well, I'll get that in a little bit. I laid that there. And then from my Rooted in Nature, which is the Nature's Root dies, these are the ones that just emboss the leaves here. And I put those on there and I ran that through. And after this cut out, then I took my little dot brush and got all the pieces out, and I got this piece here. And when you run these through, they're just embossing it on the cardstock, so you would have to use these 2. And after you run them through, you would lay these over on top of where it embossed it, and it would cut these out. Okay? Okay, and for these 2 pieces here, on the mint macaron, I just stamped them in mint macaron. Pretty good inked up. There's that. And that. Then taking these 2 dies right here, laying it over there. Took it to my die cutting machine and cut those out. And here they are. Alright, so now we have all our bits and pieces to get ready to start assembling our card. Let's hope I can get all those dies back to where they go. Seems like I'm just like discombobulated here. Sorry. Alright, now the first thing, I think I just got ink all over me. Alright, now I start positioning, let's lay this piece over here, my leaves on here and kind of laying them the way that I would like them to be. Usually what I do is you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and cut out my sentiment here because I need to lay that here so that'll be part of my positioning. So let me get this, and I stamp that in Pretty Peacock ink. Gather together. Okay, hold it down for a second. And hopefully I haven't wobbled it. There, very good. Nice. Now I'm going to get from my rectangle stitched dies. There's a bunch in here. They're really nice. I'm going to use this piece. I'm going to take it over to my die cutting machine and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just love all that stitching around there. Can you see it there? Let's see if I get it lined up right. All right, now let's start putting our pieces on. Dry fitting. I want that about there. Okay, this about right there. Usually I lay them out when I'm first doing the card, and I lay them out and I take a picture of how I would like them to look. But now I have the card in front of me here that I did, so that's helpful. Alright. The little one here. And the mint macaron. The big maple leaf. I'm guessing that's what it is. One over here. I'd like for that to kind of lay on that. Once I get everything glued down, it will work. Be easier to put them in here. Like that. And then this one over in here. That's sort of like that one. Alright. Wipe it off. Alright, now I'm going to now I'm going to put this one on here with dimensionals. Maybe I can talk right. Okay. I'm sorry, this is probably going to be a longer video than my last two have been, or last several. But there's a lot of pieces that goes together here to make it turn out to be so beautiful. All right, there's that. Now this piece, this big leaf, I'm going to pop that up with dimensionals as well. That way I can start putting all my other pieces all around it. How's the weather where everybody's at? It has been, right now in Kentucky, it's in the 90s during the day. It cools off a little bit at night. But I guess this is the dog days of summer. You know, I like to have a little bit of coolness, but then winter's right around the corner. And winter, I cannot deal with the cold as well as I just don't like it. The cold is just hard on me. I can't get enough clothes on to get warm enough. And it hurts. It's painful when it gets cold like that. All right. There's that piece. Now, let's see if I can maneuver that around in there. Sometimes you might have to cut off a piece of the limb. Yeah, I think that'll work. Part of the stem, but I think this will do good. All right. And there is, you can kind of tell there's a front and a back to this. When you die cut it, you'll be able to tell. Whoops, get out there. The front and the back. I'm just putting little pieces of glue all around. Turn this around. Sometimes it's good to use a little pair of tweezers when you're working with this, which I think I will. Get my reverse tweezers out. Handy dandy little tool. And help me position that in there. Now, luckily this glue dries clear. All right, push it down. Get it to, doesn't take long for it to start sticking. There we go. Now my next piece, I think it's this one. I have 9 leaves here. Odd numbers are always good to work with. Pleasing to the eye. Oops, got some glue here. Wipe that up or I'll be all glued up. And each card you make of this is going to be, it's going to be different looking every time. Can't get it exactly the same each time. Oh, I can't. Alright, put a little glue there. Stick this little pretty peacock one in here. Oops, no, that goes under here. Just trying to get my glued piece up. It's crazy. There we go. Now one of my mint macaron leaves. Little glue. Okay. I love making cards. It's like therapeutic to me. It's relaxing. I get locked away in my craft room. I'm in there for hours. My husband's like, what is going on? But it's just peaceful. And I just love it. And I make big messes sometimes too. I don't like cleaning that up as much. It's like I like to cook, but I don't like to clean the dishes and clean the kitchen. So usually when I do cook, my husband he'll clean up the kitchen and the dish, all the dishes for me. Which is very nice. Alright, stick that there. Oops, I'll scoot that over just a little bit because I tried to hide some of that crumb cake showing. Alright, now we'll get our other mint macaron leaf. Glue. Stick that up in there. Get a little bit of that tail over here touching my sentiment piece. And then our last little leaf in Cajun Craze. Yay, yay, yay. Alright. Stick that there. I don't want to do it. Okay. Kind of turn it like this. Yeah. That's pretty good. Oops, I want to see the rest of that leaf. Let me scooch it up a little bit. Because I want to see all 3 points here. Yay! There you go. What do you think? I just love all those colors together. Now, when you get this DSP, this Come Together DSP, on the back, it tells you what colors coordinate with it. So Stampin' Up makes it really easy to coordinate all your colors, which is awesome. Now, we're going to make this bow right here out of our linen thread. I've heard it called a triple bow or a billy bow. So I'm going to attempt to do that. If it gets really out of hand, I may have to pause the camera, but because bows sometimes are aggravating for me. So what I'm going to do is you take a piece here, that dangle down your hand here, wrap it around your four fingers 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then around the 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now you pull them off of your hand, your fingers, and you kind of have this, you know, these 3 loops. Was it 3 or 4? I think it's 3. And those loops right there. And get your snippers and find them. So when you need another hand, the tweezers are handy for that. Alright, now I got pressure being on camera. I don't know if I can do this or not. Alright. Now you push these together. As you push, you twist them to make like a figure 8. Alright. Then the reverse tweezers are really handy. So for your holding right here in the middle, while you get another piece of the linen thread to tie. Tie around that. Can you all see? I hope I'm still in frame here. Okay. Come on now. And then you tie this up. Try not to get your tweezer all caught up in there. Push it down to the center. Take your tweezers off. Pull it down a little bit into the center there. And there. Tighten it, and then I tie it again. Just to make sure I have a secure knot. I had to practice and practice and practice with this to try to get it. And then sometimes it comes out okay, and sometimes it still is a pain. A pain. Alright, now you can play with your little tails and your loops to get it the way you want. Okay, come here. Yay. Okay, there you go. Now cut off your little tails here. And, oops, get that away. We're going to put that, oh shoot, got little pieces hanging everywhere. And the best way, well, yeah, play with your loops, kind of get them. That looks a little bit off. But it's just wild and crazy here. It's homemade cards, handmade cards. It's not going to be perfect. Mine's not going to be perfect, that's for sure. And the best way to put this on is with the mini glue dots. Get you one on your little tweezers, your little pick tool, and kind of position where you think you want it to be. Lay your little sticky glue dot there, which is very, very sticky. Put the center of that knot there, right there. And if these are still too long, trim them up a little bit, your little tails, however much you want to be hanging down. Try not to cut your leaves in the process, that I think I almost did. All right, there we go. Now a little bling. Where are they? They're hiding from me. Okay, here they are. This is the Noble Peacock rhinestones, and we have beautiful colors in here. We've got blueberry bushel, gorgeous grape, melon mambo, old olive, and pretty peacock. So I'm going to get a pretty peacock. Maybe. All right, and stick it right here for the little bling. Yay! I just love those colors. What do y'all think? Okay, now our inside piece. You see, I did this on the inside of here, and I took my maple leaf stamp using my Cajun craze. I have a mess everywhere. I can't hardly find anything. But hey, that's crafting, right? All right, get this all inked up. Then a full strength stamp right here in the corner. then went off to the side. Okay, then I took, which leaf did I use? I think just this one, yeah. And don't want to do it in Cajun Craze. I want to get my macaron out, ink, and stamp this pretty leaf up. Kind of like a skeleton leaf. Go in this corner, stamp once, and stamp off. It's so pretty. I love the leaves. And then, using Early Espresso ink, we'll stamp. I'll clean all these stamps when I get done, but shoo, I'm already taking up a lot of your time, and I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. All right, now Early Espresso for our sentiment. Try to get it straight. Try to keep my head out of the camera. Hold down, don't wiggle. Oh gosh, is that ink? Oh man, oh well. My finger had some ink on it. Dang it. Well, you can always get you another piece and do it again, turn it over. There's two sides of everything, but I probably will do that, but I won't do that with you all right now, so to save some time. Pooh. So I'm not going to put this down right now because I probably will restamp it, but that's how it will go. And then, of course, we have to do our envelope. Let me get an envelope, just a second. Okay, got the very vanilla envelope, and I'm going to wipe my fingers off before I get ink on that. You think your fingers are clean. Yep, and I close my stamp pads up. All right, we're going to do the same thing with the same leaf here. Stamp in the corner, stamp off, and then with macaron. And where to go? Here it is. All right. Stamp on that. And we're going to do 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Oh, there you go. Should have did that at a different angle, but like I did this envelope. But it's still okay. All right. Then on the back, I used some of that pretty DSP and put it on my flap. I'm going to get that out. Close these ink pads up before I have a catastrophe. All right. All right, here is a piece of that pretty DSP. It usually needs to be about 2 inches by 6 inches. This is a little bit bigger. I may cut this down just a little bit, make it easier to cut. There we go. All right, we put some glue on our flap. Not a whole lot because you don't want it gushing out everywhere, but enough to, make sure that, come on, make sure that my bottle's getting empty, that piece stays on there good as it goes through the post office. All right, butt this up to the crease. Oops, there's glue there. Give it a good back rub. Get your snips. Turn it over and trim around the envelope flap. It adds so much to the envelope. I would love getting a card in the mail. When I first open my mailbox and I see the beautifulness on the outside, on the front and the back, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just know that card's going to be awesome when I open it up. Get to it. and that someone thought of me and sent such a beautiful card. And that's, probably could have moved this up just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, there we go. Here is our card and this beautiful envelope. I sure hope you enjoyed this video and how we made this card together. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Down in the description of this video, I'll have links to all the products that I use to make it. You click on them, it'll take you directly over to my online store if you'd like to purchase, and I would appreciate that so much. And also, I will have a link to a blog post that will coordinate with this. So again, thanks for joining me down on the farm, and I hope to see you real soon, and happy stamping. Bye.